look through my phone and the Bible and try and find something inspirational to render to you all today. So forgive the paper if I, if I'm having to read and everything. I am troubled, but not distressed. Perplexed, but not despair. I'm a vessel full of power, with a treasure none can compare. And sometimes you feel persecuted, but not forsaken, cast down, but not destroyed. But I'm a vessel full of power. I've got a treasure from the Lord. Bruised and battered, but not broken. Born in sin, but now set free. But I'm a vessel full of power.
Yes.
I've got a treasure from the Lord.
Yes.
And when it's all said and done, we can just say, thank you, Father.
Thank you.
For your power.
Yes.
It has resurrected me over painful circumstances that my poor soul could not flee. Thank you, Father, for your power. It has resurrected me over painful circumstances that my poor soul could not flee. Now you need to tell yourself, I'm a vessel full of power. Now repeat after me. I'm a vessel full of power. Say it again. I'm a vessel full of power. I'm a vessel. One more time. Full of power. Full of power. Once again, say, I'm a vessel full of power. For your power resurrected me over painful circumstances that my poor soul could not flee.
Glory, glory.
And our esteemed state representative,
Curtis Travis just came in the house.
All right.
And so, as I said before, Dr. White is an anointed man of God, and he came all the way from Montgomery tonight to join us and to help us understand some of the critical issues of the day. Dr. White.
All right, thank you. Brother Travis shot me there a minute ago. Good to see you, Brother Travis. Pastor Curtis Travis, good to see you. Thank you all for having me here tonight. I want to acknowledge Deacon Turner and Deacon Hill. They traveled with me to come to you this evening. They took time out of their schedule to do that. Also, Theodore Lush is from Montgomery. He's a friend of mine. Theodore, just wave your hand and everybody see you. He's here.
Everyone.
He's here as well, and we frequent a lot of the same places and spaces and so forth. So whenever we can support each other, it's good to do so. And to the next legislator from District 63, good to see you. We're gonna win that race. Y'all, she got a Vietnam vet with her too, so y'all better watch out. I heard they don't play. But we are at a very critical moment, and we're also at a very opportune moment.
Say so.
And I always look at things from a tactical standpoint. And when you're an athlete like I have been for most of my life, strategy is very important. And I don't tend to look so much at what the other team is doing, but focusing more on what we're supposed to be doing.
That's right. That's right.
And I'll tell you just a little bit about myself. I'm from Tuskegee, Alabama. I'm born and raised there. I was actually born on the campus. So I'm an HBCU baby for real. Right? You can't tell me anything about Tuskegee. I know it from the back to the front because I was born there and raised there. My dad was from Gadsden, Alabama. And you ever heard of Gadsden, Alabama? Yeah, Etowah County. And he went to Fisk University. You ever heard of Fisk? Yeah. My mama was from Chattanooga, Tennessee. And she went to Tuskegee, but she was a troublemaker. She got arrested when she was a teenager for sitting in at the lunch counters in Chattanooga, Tennessee. They boycotted their graduation to go sit in. Yeah, she was a part of a group called the Howard 20. And so she ended up having to get out of town and head out in New York till everything calmed down, hung out with Carmichael and Willie Ricks and all those guys, and then snuck back into Tuskegee as a student and met my dad, who was the biochemist at the VA laboratory there at the VA hospital. And so I asked my mama, I said, well, Mama, what was it about Daddy that got you? She said, he knew how to dress. He had a drop-top Thunderbird. And he was just as arrogant as could be. I said, well, all right, that's it. Yeah. But both of my parents were scientists. And my mom worked on the electron microscopy work for the HeLa cell research that helped thousands of people with the polio thing. A lot of people talk about the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, but they don't want to talk about the polio experiment that saved thousands of lives. So I wanted to put that out there. My dad was a biochemist, and so growing up in a home with scientists and activists was very rewarding for me. And the people that would come to our house to talk, and I wouldn't know at the time who they were because I was a little boy, but it was some very, very famous people that would come to talk with my parents about different things that went on. And one of the things that I learned is the value of history. If you don't, you hear people say, if you don't know where you're going, or you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. Well, that's true. You know, having an understanding of those events and circumstances that have shaped your present is very important to determining what your future is going to look like.
Yeah.
And so when you have that erased from you intentionally and specifically, you're without guidance, right? You're without a pilot light. You're without an expectation. And so the conditions in the black community now are exactly what is supposed to happen when a people have lost their way.
All right.
You should not expect anything other than what you're getting now when your history and your culture is not at a top priority. Okay? Any people that do not value their history and culture are subject to be enslaved by people who do.
All right.
And so when you come into a knowledge of self, you come into a knowledge of who you are, it is purely because you have recognized the journey that God has brought you through and the spaces and places from which he has brought you, which has shaped your character, your personality, and your habits. Okay? There's a fundamental difference in my students between those who have an understanding of their history and those who don't. But most of my students come to my class not being able to give me the names of 10 West African countries. Now that's very important, right? That's very important.
Yeah.
They can't even name for me any of the so-called Aboriginal peoples that were here before Europeans ever even came here. They're coming with very little information that can be used to help navigate through what it is now. So that means that they also can graduate, get jobs, get good jobs, get the house they want, the car they want, right? The lifestyle they want, the woman they want, the man they want, and still not be able to defend the historical aspects of their own existence. So you're living in a nation that will reward somebody even though they can't tell the fundamental aspects of who they are as a people. That's the problem. The problem is that there are too many rewards out there for people being ignorant. That's the challenge. Because if African American history and culture had been made to be mandatory, then you would not see a lot of the issues that you see now, because the knowledge would give way to solutions to problems that people seem to not even know how to address. When you look into your history and your culture, you see the fundamental questions asked, right? But the question is, where and in what environments are those types of subjects discussed? And what are the books that have been written? Who are the people that have given their lives in blood to be evangelists purely to people to understand those events and those circumstances? Do you think that the crisis in the black family is a 2025 issue? When did we first start having that discussion? And when did the discussion change? Because for everybody that says the black family is suffering for something that began during slavery, I can show you 10 sources to show you that that's not true. That we were far more resilient during slavery than some who write the historical record would even want to give us credit for. They'll want to say that we couldn't form because of slavery. The black man couldn't be a father because he was bought and sold. The black mother couldn't do what she was supposed to do. Every time you say that, I can show you a whole book that shows you the exact opposite. That despite slavery, despite all of the problems that we went through, despite the breakup that we had, we still were able to manage to keep ourselves together in a unit. That's not talked about. And so if you keep blaming stuff on something that which you have no recourse for, you'll never see a solution. If you use the scientific method, we can see the date, the time, the space, and the place when the black family disintegrated. And it was not during slavery. A lot of people emerged. The first move that a lot of black men made when slavery was over was to change their name and to marry their woman. Then I can prove it. We didn't abandon our families. We weren't so disjointed to it. That happened a whole lot later. That happened during a time where people don't want to talk about. See, while we were doing the civil rights movement and attacking government, something else was attacking us. And we were winning a battle in one area and totally blowing it in another. That's why you have to get a total understanding of things and have discussions, have debate, have dialogue, because people can bring in other information and other perspectives that can probably change your entire worldview about the way you look at this place, the way you look at yourself, and the way you look at other people. And so looking at things from a total standpoint is very important, and not just picking and choosing what you want to believe and what you don't want to believe. That's why you have to take the subject of African Americans, if you believe in such a thing, and bring it into the classroom for scientific analysis. That does not happen. Now, when we talk about black studies, a term that I despise, when we talk about all of that, the only thing we're doing is talking about looking at the experience of black people in comparison with other people. Well, we're not other people. And the models that apply to them don't even apply to us because we're not immigrants. It's a totally different model. And when it's time to do studies on the crisis of families, the only family that has a crisis right now and has been is the Negro family. And what we receive, what we get, the model that we're supposed to have, right, on doing public relations now, right, which means that it doesn't matter who's in government, of a Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter. The approach to the black family is the same, as if we are a social problem that needs to be managed and not solved. So whatever the government comes up with comes from a report that came out in 1965 from someone named Patrick Moynihan. The Moynihan Report, wherein he says that the black family was a tangle of pathology. And he blamed slavery for the effeminates of black men. And it said that the crisis of the Negro family, the breakup of the Negro family, is the #1 social crisis in America. He said that in 1965. And ever since then, every public program that has come out has been built off of that model, and nobody ever challenged the model itself. Nobody ever looked to see if what Moynihan was saying was actually true. They just accepted it because you can make more money as long as black folk will stay a problem. Not a solution. See, we can solve the problem, but what it takes is reading. What it takes is understanding. What it takes is having dialogue, discussion, and debate. The very thing, and I'm going to say it this way, the very thing a lot of the Republicans don't want to have. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I don't care it. But don't say we can't debate and discuss things. See, because when you cut off our First Amendment rights to have these serious, critical conversations, what you're doing is, what you're saying is, we don't care whether what you're saying is true or not. We're just going to use force and do whatever we want to do. And you're not going to be able to function that way. If you don't believe something happened, why don't you put your historians out there and let's talk about it? I brought some stuff with you. It's midterm, y'all, so I just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff from my class. Oh, I let them have it today, boy. It's midterm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, what this is, and I left a copy for brother, some copies of my stuff from Brother Foster. Y'all can have this and fight over it after we gone. But because I didn't know how many people were coming. Do you know it's very difficult to gauge how many people are going to show up? Oh, yeah. I was telling the deacons. Sometimes I go to places I think 10 people going to be there. It's 500, and then I think there's going to be a whole bunch of people there. And it's the person that invited me and their grandson. I'm serious. Brother Travis doesn't never know what, you see what I'm saying? So I didn't know how much to copy. I didn't know what to bring, right? So I brought a whole bunch of some stuff and very little of others. But I did bring this. This is a copy of Senate Bill 129, and this was what some refer to as the divisive language bill. It just passed. Okay, now, here's the thing. The guy that sponsored it, his brother, was point guard for my basketball team in high school. So we know each other. We know each other very well. And most of the people who signed on this thing, do you know they used to be Democrats? But they turned. Wow. Oh, yeah. See, when people have no scruples, they're not loyal to anything but they self. Yeah. And they'll turn on you in a heartbeat. Anybody ever figured that out? Oh, yeah. Well, them jokers turned. But I didn't. I got right up in my buddy's face. And I asked him a question. I said, okay, y'all calling this the anti-critical race theory bill, right? And I just asked him a question. I asked the whole committee a question when we had our public hearing, because we asked for one, we got one, and me and several other professors showed up. And we showed up prepared to debate. We showed up prepared to throw down, right? And I just asked the committee a question, because I knew most of them. I asked them, what is critical race theory? What is it? Do you know none of them could tell me? The only thing they could say is bad. That's all that they could say. They just said it's bad. I said, yeah, but what is it? What is it? Yeah. Well, we're not going to teach it. I know that, but what is it? And then some of my colleagues from University of Alabama had the nerve to come up there and speak against critical race theory without ever even defining it. All they said it was communist. It was created by socialists, Derek Bell. We don't need this being taught in the game. It was like it was something out of the 60s. Man, come in 2024, y'all, come on. Can't you say something other than it's bad? They couldn't tell us what it is. Why? Because it doesn't matter. You see? It doesn't matter what it is. We don't like it, and we can use that word as a call word to stop conversations from taking place. Because what you're dealing with now is nothing more than an assault on conversation. They want to control what we're talking about in the classroom because we might stumble upon something we can use. And if you cut off the conversations, right? If you cut off the discussion and the debate, you have nothing left but force. To force people to do something that's illogical, unreasonable, unscientific, barbaric, and primitive and savage. That's where people want to go. And that's what separates us from animals. We discuss, we have dialogue, and we have debate. That's what puts us into the First Amendment to begin with. Because if you know how the First Amendment is laid out, you have the rights to what? 5 of them. Speech. What else? Assembly. That's what we're doing now. What else? Redress of grievances. That's a big one. What else? Press. What else? We're doing it too. Right there. There you go. Freedom of religion. Now watch this. Where's freedom of thought enumerated? See, it's not. It's not enumerated at all. You know why? Because the assumption is that if you don't know how to think, them other 5 ain't gonna help you at all. You see? But watch people that want to tell you how to think and then limit what you say. Now, there's a case called Purnell versus Diaz. This is the case in Florida where faculty like me sued DeSantis because we don't like people telling us what to do in our classrooms. We sued him. And watch this, we won. I didn't know that, did you? All that CRT stuff, all that divisive language stuff is held up in the federal courts now. Yeah, it survived appellate scrutiny. So now they're trying to worry about whether it's going to go to the Supreme Court or not. And the judge in the district court, he said this. He said what they were asking the court to do was the greatest example of judicial activism ever. When you're trying to equate a college classroom with an elementary classroom. What they were trying to say is that college students and college professors are no smarter or no better able to defend against foreign ideas than kids. That's what they're saying. Because the government wants to be the parents. You see, they want to be able to tell you how to think, what to do, what to say, and they're attacking the classroom because the classroom is the last bastion of free thought. Or as one judge said, it's the marketplace of ideas. Right? But if you shut the marketplace down, and you put these cookie cutter people out there that all they're doing is repeating what their boss says, can you win a championship that way? No, you've got only free thought is going to keep this republic moving forward. And your free thought is in the classroom, to where you can have our discussions, you can have debate, you can have talks, you can disagree with each other, you can bring in opposing argument. But do you know our young people don't even know how to argue anymore? They don't understand debate. All they do is fight. Right? And is it possible that some people want that to happen? You see? So the very the ability to intellectually defend yourself, that's what makes you a man. That's what makes you an adult. That's what makes you a woman. That's what makes you your ability to defend yourself intellectually with history and facts. I tell my students all the time, nobody cares how you feel. Come on down the street with me and I'll show you some people really care how you feel. I'm a street preacher. I don't know if y'all know that or not. And people don't care how you feel. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh, really? What if I talk about your mama? Then I'm really going to hurt your feelings, right? Yeah, see, you got it. But see, I mean, we're cream puffs now and we're wearing our feelings on a sleeve rather than being able to intellectually defend ourselves. And they know exactly what they're creating. They want a bunch of cream puffs. They don't want anybody that can break down somebody's social theory. They don't want anybody that knows how to rebut an argument. They don't want anybody that knows how to free think. And I used to get in trouble all the time. I got in trouble in Sunday school when I was little. All I did was ask a question. Amen. And one of the ladies said, she said, "You're not supposed to question God." I said, "I'm not questioning God, I'm questioning her." The teacher. I want to tell them what she just said. Amen. You see what I'm saying? Amen. See, you got to watch people that don't want to show improvement. You popping off, you saying something, but you can't defend it. See, that's what's going to get you in trouble. Don't say something if you can't defend it, right? Well, watch this. What if you never get to that point? What if you never learn even how to defend yourself? What if you never even have the information in your hand? You see? Because a lot of our kids don't know how to read. But watch this. You can't prove to me that we've given them something worth reading. Hello.
All right.
I'm a literary critic too. I criticize. Oh yeah. Is it possible? It's not that. It's not the fact that they don't want to read. Maybe you ain't gave them anything interesting to read.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because when I put Harry Jacobs' narrative into the hands of a 12-year-old girl, and I said, "Baby, read chapter 1. You telling me all the problems you got in life. You telling me all the stuff going on. Read chapter 1. Every young girl, adolescent girl, needs to read Harry Jacobs' narrative. You know why? Because she's going to tell you how to exist and how to thrive in a world full of pedophiles.
All right.
Yep. What if y'all had a conversation with a little girl like that about that? How to do it. See, Jacobs is going to break it down for you because she was a little slave girl that had to deal with the reality that her master was trying to sleep with her. So how do you live in a house with somebody? How do you dodge them? How do you avoid them? How do you stay one step ahead of somebody that's trying to molest you? Now you show me a piece of literature that's going to talk like that.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
Oh.
Every young brother, I give them Frederick Douglass's narrative. Yeah. And I tell you, most of them, they get the point after chapter 1. They get the point that manhood is equated with knowledge. The more you know, the more you're going to grow. Frederick Douglass said, "I knew nothing about manhood until I learned how to read. Once I learned how to read, I understood the white man's power to control the black man. When are you going to show me somebody in this day and time that can talk like that?" When was the last time you ever heard a black man say anything like that? Any preacher, anything. Now I understand the white man's power to control the black man. He learned that at 8. 8. Frederick Douglass. You see? We can talk about William Wells Brown, Clotel, the first novel ever written by an African American. Chapter 2, Negro Sale. You see? Because I know what you think. I know you think most of the slaves were dark skinned, right? You think most of the slaves from Africa, right? Wrong. Frederick Douglass said it, Harry Jacobs said it, William Wells Brown said it. Most of the slaves at that time were mulatto. Most of them look white.
Right. Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. So you better get straight what you think a slave is. Because Alex Haley gave you a movie. You know what I can do with a movie? I can make the people look whatever I want them to look like. But here's the thing. What if your point of reference is not a movie? What if your point of reference is not visual, it's literary? Which means you read it before you saw it. Totally different perspective. But what if you got the wrong image in your mind first? You see? It's going to be kind of hard to get that image out your head, isn't it? Yes, it is. What if I told you you have just as much a right to this land than you do Africa?
Oh.
What if I told you most of y'all are actually from here and not Africa?
Right.
So when it's time to talk about somebody tell you to go back home,
Home.
I was talking like this one, and one lady at I ain't gonna tell you what college it was Huntington. Said, "But if you don't like it over here, why don't you go back home?" I'm like, "What do you mean, Stone Mountain? That's where my people are from. I'm Cherokee, baby. I'll take Decatur too. Thank you very much. That's where my people are from. What if I told you I don't have any African blood in me at all? The closest I can get is the man that my great-grandmother married on my mama's side. We don't know, but he looked like a Cherokee too. But I am the African of the African. You're not going to find another African better than me. I'm the best kind of African there is. Although I've never set foot on the continent, I can't speak any African languages. But I'm more African than a lot of my students because they admit it. Yeah. Now, how can I make a statement like that if I have no African blood in me? Anybody know where I'm going with this? I've never been there. I don't know any language. But I'm an African where? See, because you got to understand this. As a man so thinketh in his heart, so is what? Does it matter what you look like?
No.
Does it matter what your DNA says? See, because we haven't even defined what African is. See how I got that on you? See, I'm a lawyer too, so we know how to be slick. I baited y'all so good. You see what I'm saying? Don't ever try to define something when we ain't never defined it yet. You just went right with the flow. Well, what is an African? When did that term start to be used? Who started using it? Is that a term that those people made up? That's over there on the continent? Or did somebody else make it up and enforce it on them? Is it possible you calling yourself something that's not true? Yeah, I said I'm the most African of the African, right? Because I believe in African political revolutionary thought. I'm an African up here. I know how to think African. You see what I'm saying? There's no thing as being African. It's a thought process. It's not even a people. It's not even a look. It's not even a culture. It's a political process. It's a political thought, right? How many people you hear people say it all the time? You need to get out and vote. Have you heard that? Get out and vote, get out and vote, get out and vote. But then somebody who's very smart is going to say this. For what? Don't nothing seem to change. Well, is it possible that we might misunderstand what a vote really is? And that you vote on day one, day two, you got to start hustling? That's called political action. Curtis Travis knows exactly what political action is. Who said voting was going to solve your problem? Voting is going to get you to the table. But it ain't going to make you eat. You got to organize. You got to organize around your strengths. You got to take your money, your time, your energy, and your effort and convert it into political power. You will not learn that in America. You're going to have to go somewhere else for that because ain't nobody going to tell you that. Political action legally involves two things. It involves using your money to impact the outcome of an election or the passage or failure of legislation. What are you using? What are you using?
Money.
What are you using?
Money.
Anybody ever ask you for money?
All the time.
All the time.
Do they pay me back?
For an election?
Yeah.
How many of you have had a politician walk up to you and say, I need some money for my campaign? See? You know why they don't do that? Because they already bought and paid for it. They don't want your money. They just want you to show up. You think them brothers out there on the street don't know that? They way smarter than y'all. Way smarter. I don't trust a candidate that don't ask me for money. Sure don't. Because if my money going that way, guess what else going that way? My influence. I want you to know I gave you your campaign. Because you're going to see me again with my hand out. Because I want 100% return on what I gave you. You think these companies invested in these candidates? Why do you think they're giving these candidates McCain, Feingold, all that stuff? Why do you think they're giving these candidates all these hundreds of millions of dollars if they ain't going to get billions back?
That's right.
But how much we get it? We ain't even in the ball game.
No.
You see? So when it's time to talk about African revolutionary political thought, now President Barack Obama's not my first black president. He's y'all's first black president. See what I'm saying? Totally different perspective. You think a black president is a big deal in Africa? They were sitting over there. I mean, my brothers in Nigeria, they were sitting up there like, what's the big deal? We had nothing but that black president. Pick your choice. We got a whole bunch of them. Yeah, but This is what you got. See, because in the classroom, you got something to compare somebody with. See, I got somebody to compare Barack Obama with. I just compare Barack Obama with Kwame Ture. See, that's all. Yeah. I just compare him with Patrice Lumumba, with Kwame Nkrumah, with Sekou Touré, Amilcar Cabral, Thomas Sankara. See, and I compare what he said with what they said, two totally different things. Not even close. So I'm gonna look at him like, man, he's part of the problem. Because of what he said. I know what my people need. Because it has been said time and time and time and time. W.B. Du Bois stuff is that thick. All you got to do is read one of them. You got the whole shebang.
Yeah.
But if you don't read one, you don't have any. You see? So we don't have anything to gauge what our political candidates are because we haven't studied ourselves enough to know what we've even said. So you can't lead if you don't read. And you can't earn if you don't learn. If you want to be a revolutionary, you have to be a constant learner, constant reader. We greet each other every day, but what have you read today? See, because you got to be up, you see? Not what podcasts have you listened to. Them things will throw you off. Those are just some opinions and a continuum of options. That's all it is. Chirp, 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 chirp. What have you read? Have you read Brave New World? Have you read 1984? Have you read Animal Farm?
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Miseducation of the Negro? That's Brother Lush's favorite book. Mine too. I want to read it. Can I read a little bit of Miseducation of the Negro for you? Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be out your way in just a minute. Watch this. Watch this. And I want you to compare what Dr. White is telling you with what other people have told you. You got to compare. Okay? And I want you to see, I wonder if we've ever had a conversation like this before, ever. Anywhere. But you might need to change your spaces. You got to get to where the conversations are being had. It's nothing personal. Some of us are not going to grow until we go. You got to change the environment. You got to get to where the knowledge is. You got to step outside of your comfort zone. You actually have to go to a bookstore. You do. You know, there's a place where they got books. It's like called a library. You ever heard of that before? Fellas, I met my wife at the library. Good plot to meet women. Oh, yeah. Most of them smart, too. Yeah. All right. Y'all ready? Miseducation of the Negro, Carter G. Woodson. Watch this. I'm going to blow y'all mind, boy. I'm going to read the first sentence and then I'm going to stop. Watch this. If the highly educated Negroes have not learned better the simple lessons of life, one cannot expect the laboring classes to conduct themselves any different. I'm a doggone. He wrote that in 1930. Now, we love this HBCU stuff, right? Be careful. I was born on HBCU. I know that thing backwards and forwards. It's not what you think it is. It's not. It ain't. Now, people say this, oh, you from Tuskegee, man. You know your stuff because Tuskegee taught you this. Do you know you can graduate from an HBCU and not know jack squat? I've taught that for 33 years. Don't say I don't know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You can graduate from an HBCU and be the biggest problem to your people than had you not even gone to college. Because you're what Carter G. Woodson called an educated Negro. What does that mean? That means someone who thinks by virtue of their education that they're better than other people who don't have the same opportunities that they have. That's why whenever you get somewhere, whenever you accomplish something, whenever you better remember that there were people who died in blood for you to get somewhere that they never get. And while you thinking it's you, it's actually somebody that you don't even know their name. They knew they'd never get to college, but they died for you to go. And you're not going to reach back and say thank you? You're not going to use what it is that you have to better somebody else? He's saying what they're being taught, educated black folk are no more capable of changing the condition of black people than laboring people. And Booker T. Washington probably was rolling over in his grave, laughing. Now, it's not where you go, it's what kind of information you getting. I'm not who I am because I went to Tuskegee. I am who I am because of Dr. Fluker, Dr. Tolan, and Dr. Woodson. I am who I am because of my pastor. I am who I am because of my mama and my daddy, but not Tuskegee.
All right.
Their institutional attitude toward what it is that I'm teaching is no better than at Auburn or Alabama. I can prove it by showing me a class on black studies. When did Tuskegee start offering classes on black studies? See, if it was so important to them, you would see the pedigree. You would see the professors. You would see the teachers. Now, those names that I just named, Dr. Fluker, Dr. Woodson, Dr. Tolan, you know how much hell they caught, excuse my language, teaching what I'm talking to you about? Do you know there were other people sitting up in very high places saying you don't need to teach that? You need to tone it down. Oh, here's a good one. How's that going to help them get a job? How is studying your history going to help? You see what I'm saying? There is a fight out there, and it's not what you think. There are people out there of all colors that do not want you to study this stuff because when you do, the game is over. You're going to know more than them. You're not going to listen to them no more. And all of a sudden, those areas of your life where you jacked up at, don't start changing. You're going to be less tolerant of ignorant leadership. Now, you're not going to take nothing personal. You're just going to turn and walk away. And you're going to begin to plot for yourself a better course because you're going to have knowledge and sense of self. That's what education is for. Education is for you to change your circumstances. Yeah. Not sit there and be submitted and subjected to somebody else trying to tell you what to do that has never even gone where it is that you're trying to go. You got gatekeepers at HBCUs just like everybody else, just with everywhere else. Oh, it's a fight, baby. Y'all got to get with it. Y'all got to get with it. It's a fight between those who know and those who don't. And the people who know, some of them, they don't even want us to go in some of these directions. You know, they're still walking on eggshells. President Donald Trump has not created one thing for us. We did a thing on Malcolm X last week. Oh, what are you gonna talk about? What are you gonna mention? Well, you know, we got to be careful. Well, you know, we got to be, it's 2025. Woman, I've been here 34 years. What you talking about? I've been in every kind of fight there is to fight. And if I want to talk about Malcolm X in a way that's going to reflect his philosophy and theology, I'm going to do it. Then I'm not going to care who I heard. They'll be all right. Trust me. They'll be fine. But don't tell me what to talk about.
Right.
Because the very thing you tell me to talk about, what we going to do? I'm going to write a book on it. Yeah. They said don't talk about critical race theory. I wrote a book on it. Yeah, I'll get you a copy of it. Define what it is. And you see what I'm saying? You don't tell me what to do. Because this is a free country.
All right.
And the minute you start telling me what to think, what to write, what to put, what to put, that's going to amp me up in such a way. Right? I'm going to go to town with it. So how many of y'all are going to pick up Miseducation of the Negro now? Because he basically says that black people have not been educated to take orders from other black people. Some tough stuff, isn't it? What kind of education you got is not teaching you to take orders from other black people. How many of you ever heard of Bill Russell? Now, my dad was a Dr. J fan, which means I had to be a Larry Bird fan. That's my dad, man. We were in competition on some things. You know. He was my hero, but come on, I couldn't go with him and everything. Anyway, my dad kept saying how bad the Boston Celtics were. Now, he gave them their credit now. He said them some bad jokers. He said they the baddest. But they had a player named Bill Russell. Okay? Now all of them were bad. All of them, it was some bad. They must have came from outer space or something, but they were something. But Bill Russell, in doing the research,
Yes, sir.
Bill Russell did something that's very unusual. Larry Bird couldn't do it. Michael Jordan Show couldn't do it. Magic Johnson couldn't do it. None of them guys can do it. Nobody can do it. He was a player coach. You know what that is? He was a coach that played. I mean, my goodness. But you know what the big deal was? Was whether the black players would listen to him. Yeah. Doug Williams, you ever heard of him?
Yes, sir.
He went to that HBCU down there. Was What's the name of it?
Graham.
Whatever. That's fine. All right, okay. Now, what's Doug Williams' claim to fame? He got a bunch of them, but Super Bowl. Man, I remember where I was when he showed out. He gave one for us. Did he not? Watching the Redskins?
Yeah.
Gave him what for? You know why they didn't want him to play? They didn't want him to play because they didn't think the black players would follow him. Not the white ones. The black ones. Now, Carter G. Woodson said that there is an impediment in us. There's something terribly wrong, but the proper education will solve it. Now, how many of you have ever gone to a class on how to take orders from one of your own? See? See where we messed up? But we put on a little funny hat and a gown and walked across the stage and got a piece of paper and walked off. No more prepared to address the issues of our people than when we got started.
That's right.
Now,
That's right.
it's called miseducation,
Yeah.
right? That's the political education that you need. But if you don't trust yourself, it's because you don't know yourself. We got black psychologists that have solved all our mental problems. We just don't read. It's sitting up there. It's all kind of research done on why we are the way we are. But if you allow people to say, you know what, that's not needed, that's not necessary, we the state, the almighty state of Alabama, we're going to tell you what you need. You don't need that. We're just going to set up these standards for you. We're going to put all this out there for you. All these assessments to the, you know what an assessment is? We're going to assess this, we're going to assess that, then we're going to come back and assess what we assessed, and then we're going to measure what we didn't measure before. We measured it again, but we're going to try to measure it again. And the only time they tell your children to eat is when they got to take one of them darn assessments. The only time you got to eat a good breakfast is when it's time for you to take a test. Not knowing that you got all the other year now you got to perform with food in your belly, but the only time they talk about nutrition and don't eat too many carbohydrates now, let's not eat any sugar now, let's not eat too much salt, is when you got to take one of them little package tests that they got to pull it out and sit there and watch it. You know, when I did those things, I just bubbled all zeros and all ones and all twos and all things. Yeah, my stuff came back 0, -0. Because it didn't matter. The results were they already knew what they were going to do. That was just a formality, right?
Yeah.
So I got some other stuff here. Y'all are fading fast and so am I. Let's see. I'm going to open up for questions. This is right here is Peter Quan's co-synthesis theory. Don't get upset if it's a word you don't get. That's okay. Co-synthesis theory. What this one is going to show you is that in the political arena, the LGBTQ community is no better than anybody else in dealing with black folks. So study. Yeah. See, because you got to understand something. White supremacy is not based on gender. It's not. White supremacy is white supremacy.
Yeah.
And it pervades any other identity group you can create. Create one. Whatever identity group you create, I guarantee you they're going to be racist. Even some black ones. Absolutely. Man, forget all that. Man, come on. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. All right, now. Let me show you why I don't like black studies. I don't like the term. Now, this is an article from the New York Times. Campus anti-Semitism in the studies department, okay? Uh-oh, I made a terrible mistake. Let's do that after. Because I only got a few. I don't even have enough to give everybody. Y'all might have to fight over that after it's over. Yeah. I'll sit back and watch y'all. In the car.
I have some SB 29s out there also.
And what Brother Foster has to do is just photocopy all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? That's why I brought it. But this is an article to show that all of the other studies departments on college campuses are getting in trouble except the black studies. Because the black studies are very, very silent on contemporary issues, which is new. The black studies professors used to be the most on top of their game. As a matter of fact, I want you to write this down. Write this memo down, okay? I'm gonna show you what they're doing and show you the playbook that they're pulling from. You know, the Bible said there's nothing new under the sun, right? Oh, yeah, it's true.
It is.
Yeah. And y'all heard of the 2025 Project, y'all heard that? Project 2025. Okay, that's called Jim Crow. Right?
That's the one that goes into effect October.
Yeah, it's called Jim Crow. Yeah, it's been in effect since 1492. They just call it ain't new. I mean, you know what I'm saying? People put a name on stuff and we jump on it, right? It's just good old-fashioned racism 101. That's all it is. That's all it is. But I want you to write this down. It's called a Powell Memo. Noam Chomsky talks about this. The Powell Memo. The Powell Memo. P-O-W-E-L-L. That's right. The Powell Memo. Now don't Google it now because I'll lose you. But the Powell Memo is the playbook for undermining education in Alabama. In the country. And it says you've got to start with the social sciences. Which means that Dr. White got to go. That's why I got my bodyguards with me. Well, they locked my school down 2 weeks ago. They said guess who they were coming after? Yeah. I had a guard following me around. I had a state investigator. I'm like, man, why are you following me? He couldn't tell me. I'm like, dude, oh, you want to go get lunch? I mean, what? They said, what is it? Well, yo, I'm very dangerous to them. Did you know that? I know stuff. I know what they're doing. Do you know how dangerous people are when they know what you're doing? You know what they're about? Oh man, I can predict what they're gonna do. Because I read. The Powell Memo defines how to take down social scientists. And they are doing exactly what the memo said. Justice Powell was appointed by Richard Nixon. You ever heard of him before? Yes. Oh, he loved black people, didn't he? Oh, yeah. He was a Negro lover, wasn't he? No, he was not. And the guy he put in charge of the Chamber of Commerce, Lewis Powell, wrote a memo on how to take out all of the prolific college professors that have the potential of motivating young people to think for themselves. He called us the biggest threat to free enterprise. But you never define what free enterprise is.
Right.
I get so sick and tired of people using the word capitalist, and they never define it. I'm the biggest capitalist there is. You just don't know what capitalism is, because if it is, you'd be repulsed at it. I'm talking to them. You see, whenever somebody calls themselves a capitalist, that what they're actually saying is that they love to appropriate money. There's a difference. If you're a capitalist, you're not trying to get rich off of government money. Now think about it. See, because where's the money coming from? See, Jesus talked about those folk, didn't he? He said, beware them Gentiles. And they said, don't be like them. He said, because they exercise lordship over each other to their own benefit. That word in the Greek is philanthropy. Go back and look at the word. The Greek word philanthropy. What is a philanthropist? Somebody who takes your money from you and gives it back to you as if they're giving it to you as a token or a gift and not that it's yours to begin with. It's a flim-flam. You took my money, now you're trying to, but watch this. You give the money cash, don't you? If you don't, the IRS is coming after you, don't you? What if you demand cash back? Are you going to get it? No, they're going to give you some jive service and nothing but an answering machine. You need some social service, right? You need some government help. And what do you get? An answering machine. That's what they're giving back to you. But what if you give them an answering machine? You're going to jail. See? That's what we're talking about. So when I bring up things like this, that means that the black studies professors, we ain't what we used to be. Because everybody else is losing their job. Everybody else is getting out there fighting. Everybody else is out there picketing, protesting, boycotting, marching, politically organizing. And what are the black folk doing? Chilling. Which is the exact opposite of what we used to do.
Yeah.
Because the Montgomery bus boycott could not have been successful had it not been for the social science department at Alabama State University. The most fired up group of folk you're going to ever find anywhere was in the political science, history, and humanities departments. We were the ones that fostered the whole boycott. And we were the first ones to get fired. See? By a black president at a black university for standing up for black folk. Man, ain't that a gift? Yeah. Joanne Robinson? You ever heard of her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary Fairburn? You ever heard of her? Dr. Lawrence Reddick, you ever heard of him? One of the greatest historians we've ever produced, Dr. Lawrence Reddick. They all got fired by their own president for standing up for black people. So why is it you go to a black school that has black professors that's standing up for black students and you get fired? Because Governor Patterson said so. In the story.
Yep.
So don't come in with this Trump stuff, man. We had to deal with Patrick. We had to deal with Wallace. You ever heard of that guy? George Wallace? You ever heard of him? And it's so funny, because like I said, I talk to a lot of historians, a lot of stuff, and I'm the type of person, people give me stuff, right? I got boxes of stuff people give me. Have you ever heard of the 16th Street bombing in Birmingham? Okay. Now, outside of the Birmingham Public Library, I have the most extensive archive of that event, second to only to the Birmingham Library. You know why? Because two of the investigators' families gave me their stuff. Yeah, Bob Eddy and George Beck. So you're sitting there, and all this stuff is placed in your office, and you got all of these pictures, all of these photos, all of this stuff, and you sit there and you're like, oh my God, what do you want me to do with this? And you sitting there and you seeing all the pictures of them girls. You thought Emmett Till's bodies was something? You know what those bombs did to those little girls? And you know there were two boys that were killed too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You see the interesting thing about it? All those people that were involved in all that stuff, a lot of them still living. Isn't that something? Them folks ain't going nowhere. Have they changed? Or are they still thinking the same thing? Yeah. See, when you look at history, you start looking around. Right? The lady that lied on Emmett Till, what was her name? Can I remember?
Right on.
Yeah, before she died, she joked about it. Yeah, I lied. So what? The guy that killed Jimmy Lee Jackson, y'all ever heard of him? State trooper killed Jimmy Lee Jackson down in what city?
Yes.
All right, Marion, there we go. Yeah. Did he ever say I'm sorry? Did he ever recant? Did Robert Chambliss ever say I'm sorry? Did Frank Cherry ever say I'm sorry? J.B. Stoner ever say they're sorry? No. Those people went to the grave defending what they did. Watch this. So did a lot of their family. Because they looked at those people as heroes. So you got to know what you're dealing with. When you look in history, you know what you're dealing with. Because people will lie to you. You got to know in the country, y'all ain't from the country, y'all from the city. And I'm from the country. And we got a saying in the country. Don't you stick your hand down in that water unless you know what's on the end of your line. You know what I mean? You sitting in the boat fishing, and you got something big, you don't know what it is. Who gonna stick their hand down there before they know what it is? You better sit there and yeah, see, because you got to know the nature and character of what it is you're dealing with. See, if you know the nature, that's scientific. If you know the nature and character of what you're dealing with, you're gonna know how to deal with it. But what if you go in with a false expectation? You see? Now, I'm finna stop, but I will say that you got all type of stuff. And y'all can just thumb through my stuff, okay? I'm leaving this for you all to look through. And oh, here's some good stuff. This was something that was done by my former department chair, Dr. Alma Freeman. She left me her stuff too. Yeah, people are leaving stuff with me. Now I got a pretty good number of the miseducation of the Negro pieces on chapter 12, so we can do that. But I'll close by this thing. Now my wife, you can imagine, right? I've been at this 30-something years. And sometimes I get on my wife's last nerves. I do. Now I'm a very difficult person. I ain't easy to deal with, right? I think I'm all right. She done put up with me 30-something years, so you know she don't have no choice now. But when we go to the movies, right? She has a very stressful job. She don't want a whole lot of crap, right? So when we go to the movies, she said, "Look, we always have to have a talk. You know how you have a kid with a kid. You know what I'm saying? Don't go in there and start clowning." And she go in there. She said, "Look, I had a rough day. We finna go in this movie, and I want to laugh, and I want to giggle, and I want to be entertained. I don't need you giving me no lecture on what would have happened and what should have happened, right? And this, that, and that, because I really don't care. All I want to do is watch." And I say, "All right, baby, let's go on in." And you know, I'm already broke the rule, you know. So I'm sitting there, and we watched this movie. What was this? This thing was funny. What was it? With Wakanda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Black Panther. Yeah, okay now. Here I am. Here we go. It started off bad for me. I'm sitting there watching it. And I want to say something. And she just, ooh, wow, look at that. I'm like, oh, no, they didn't say that, did they? You know, this, that, and the other. And I had to say it, y'all. I stayed in the doghouse a long time, but I had to say it. She didn't even ask me how I liked the movie. Don't say nothing. But I had to say something, because that's my baby, right? I said, yeah. I said, well, I tell you what, I was really entertained. And she was like, yeah. I said, but she said, be careful. You know, she was like, hey, what you finna say? Be careful. I said, I only got one problem. She's like, what? I was like, Wakanda ain't in Africa. She said, what? I said, baby, Wakanda's in St. Louis. Now she from Kansas City. I said, you look just like them folks that were on that video, on the movie. But you ain't from Africa. You from Kansas City, which is right down the street from St. Louis. If you Google Wakanda State Park is gonna pop up. That's because the state park was named after the people. Now they look like that, but they weren't in West Africa. They were actually over here.
Oh.
Now,
Oh.
Stan Lee put Wakanda over in West Africa, but in all actuality, it's in Missouri and Kansas. That was an indigenous, dark-skinned people who had always been from there. Yeah. Just Google it yourself. All I do is read. Get mad at Wikipedia, not me. But watch this. People will have you thinking something is on one side of the world, when it's actually right in front of you, right?
That's right.
Oh.
Right here. Once y'all start studying, y'all are gonna be shocked at what reality is. And you're gonna go to Yellowstone. Any of y'all ever been to Yellowstone? This is what you do. Go to Yellowstone and ask the park rangers you want to see the Egyptian stuff. I'm serious. Now you know what they're gonna say? There's no such thing. Tell them, Dr. White said, let me see the Egyptian stuff. And then they're gonna say, how do you know him? See what I'm saying? What do I have to do with anything? Just because I'm on a do not visit list. I mean, that don't mean, no. We want to see the Egyptian stuff. Because do you know they have a whole city that was built by Egyptians in the Grand Canyon? Yeah. You thought that stuff was only limited over there to the Nile Valley. Those folks were over here too. You know the oldest 10 Commandments, the Los Lamos 10 Commandments, found in New Mexico? The oldest form of Paleo-Hebrew there is? Wait a minute, I thought the Israelites and all them folk were over there. They was over here. And they had always been here. But if you don't study, and you sit there and take somebody's word for it, up will be down and down will be up, and you will be confused. So, thank y'all for listening. I want to say some things. Look, if you're upset or mad, just join the club, baby. I got a whole bunch of people. Now, Lush, we got to go, man. You chomping at the bit? Hold on. I'm going to tell you now. Hold on. Do you have a question?
Yes, sir.
All right, ask a question, because you can go now. You can rock and roll.
First of all, good evening, and thank you all for being so patient. Dr. White, it begs the question.
Go ahead.
What do we define truth, T-R-U-T-H is? And from what point of reference should we use to be able to help us understand what that word, that 5-letter word is?
Truth, facts that correspond to reality. What you're looking for is the highest degree of correspondence to reality. And so in discovering, in measuring reality, you have a method, okay? And if you don't understand that method, right, you're gonna allow emotion, sentiment, feelings, prejudices to come and impede your perception. Right? See, all of these are scientific terms. Hebrews 11:1 says it like this. Now faith, right, is the evidence. See, faith, epistemology is scientific. It's based off of fact, not feeling. It is evidence and substance. It's just invisible. It's there, but you can't see it. And I can give you an example of it. Now, how many of you ever flown on a plane? Now watch this. Let me show you how arrogant you are. Watch this. Let me show you this. It ain't no sense how arrogant you are. Watch this. You told those folks to meet you at 4 o'clock when that plane landed because you don't want to wait. As if you were going to make it. Now let me show you all the stuff you trusted without an understanding. Because you don't have to have an understanding to know truth. Right? Truth is you went to sleep up there, you were so comfortable. But watch this. You did not know the scientific formula of how thousands of pounds of glass, wire, steel, metal, plastic fly. Because that thing is sitting on a pillar of air. Right? My best friend was a fighter pilot. Right? And we were out at Maxwell Air Force Base and they were doing an air show. And he was over in Desert Storm. And we were both going into the commissary. And I ain't been in the military, I was just going to use this commissary, right? So we were going that's the truth. So we were going in. And man, there was this plane flying. And I said, man, that is beautiful, isn't it? And he looked at me, he had a look on his face. He said, it ain't beautiful when it's on fire and going down. Yeah, but see, the thing is that you're on that plane and you trust in it, but you don't understand it. You see? You don't know the formula that keeps that plane in the air. It's thrust and lift, and I got an engineer as the best friend, so, to get that thing up there. It's a whole lot of stuff got to happen, but it happens millions of times every day without fail. Airplane pilots are very, very beautiful, powerful people, right? But they're trusting something, and it works every day, all day. And when it doesn't work, it's a big issue, isn't it? Yes. Because it was supposed to work. Well, how come we can't be like that? You see what I'm saying? Who was the name of the pilot that flew you? You don't even know, do you? No. But you trusted him? Yeah. What did he do the night before? You have no idea. But you trusted him. See how the faith keep going? You see? But you got to trust the methodology. You got to trust the science. That's the evidence and the substance. The only thing is it's just invisible, that's all. You can measure it, but you got to find a measuring tool, a magnifying glass that's powerful enough. That's why we need the word, right? That's our magnifying. And the Bible says that's our magnifying glass? Amen. Absolutely. Right? No question.
We have 5 minutes, so answer the question. Come on, y'all.
Now I say stuff sometimes to make people mad, and I do it just for that purpose. So see if you're gonna say something. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, thank you for being here. Something that I see within, I guess you can say like Black folks within my generation and down some. I'm 22.
Oh, God bless you. Okay.
Thank you. Is that you see like this rise of like anti-intellectualism to where there's like a rejection. I don't think it comes from like a disingenuous place. I think it's just more so of like, hey, what's the point of me caring about being civically engaged? People never cared about me before, and they don't really see some stuff like practical in front of their faces. How would you advise me? Like, I come from a privileged background. Like, I had 2 parents. I go to UA, so it's. I think sometimes I can speak from a biased perspective of like you should care and not truly understanding. I guess what I can say is when it comes to like addressing those types of concerns within like our community, how can we engage, and not only engage, but like actively like show some like, hey, I understand how you feel, but they're still empowering like numbers and being engaged and active.
So are you a spiritual person?
Yes, I am.
Okay, now I want you to write this word down. Okay, y'all, I'm still in class. It's EUDAMONISM. Eudaimonism. You ever heard that word before?
No.
You ever heard of demon?
Yes.
You know what a demon is?
Yes.
What is it?
Anything that isn't of God.
Okay. All right. By definition, that's why I want you to look that word up.
Mm-hmm.
It's anything that gives you what you want.
Can you spell it again?
Yeah. EUDAMONISM. That's him. He's dangerous. Now, so where you get the term demon from, right? A demon gives you what you want. But who says what you want is what you need? See what I'm saying? See, if you are choking on self-centeredness, you are blinded to the needs of other people. And you will step over people you're supposed to help. See what I'm saying? But when you get knowledge of God, you get knowledge of self. One of the first things you are now empathetic to the suffering of other people. You see what I'm saying? And now, all of a sudden, now, the question of your moral responsibility emerges. Now, here's your battle, young person, okay? Because I'm 55 and you're 22, right? All right, here's your biggest battle. Your biggest battle is between yourself and the group. That's the biggest battle. And most young people are losing that battle because they never discover self. You see what I'm saying? And they're only gonna go by what they see other people do. That's why likes is so important to y'all. I gotta be liked. They don't care if I'm liked or not. I can care that you don't like me, so what? But here's the thing, it doesn't bother me, but it bothers young people. Popularity. You see what I'm saying? Not being single, not being isolated, and not being having to defend what it is that you believe or what you think. You see? But once self is put out of the way, you're automatically going to start to see and hear the suffering of other people. Our God is omnipotent. He heard Abel's blood screaming from the ground.
Yeah. That's right.
All of the generations that were supposed to come from him, he heard all of that. That would never make it into the world because of Cain, who was suffering from a demon. He wanted and he couldn't get. That's it. You see? A demon is going to give you what you want. The house you want, the car you want. Santa Claus, don't he give you what you want? Joe was a demon, buddy, let me tell you. Yeah, the tooth fairy, think about it. The Easter bunny. Come on, man. I mean, you're in a very wicked culture. And they're teaching you to go for yours and not even worry about the next man. And watch this, that didn't get you the rights that you got now. What got you the right to go to the University of Alabama are black people and white people who suffered in blood, knowing that their contribution was going to get you there, although it wouldn't get them there. That's right. So you're going to have to match that sacrifice. It's in the Bible. It's called blood, right? Well, if you're covered in the blood of something, that means that somebody died for you to get to where you were. So you betray the blood when you don't fulfill what it is that they died for you to do, not what you did. Amen. Or not what you did. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that's what the legacy is, right? The legacy is that there are people who came before you that put their life on the line for you to go to the University of Alabama, not for you to goof it up. That's right. Not for you to get there, make a whole bunch of money, and forget children. Right. You worry about, do you know how many of my friends I got to jump down their throat, lawyers, because they don't prepare their clients' cases? Now, me and one of my buddies, we got into it serious at the courthouse because he could have defended that dude much better than he did. And everybody and their mama knew he wasn't supposed to go to jail. Went for 5 years because he didn't prepare like he was supposed to. Now we got to come up with a appeal. You see what I'm saying? And got to go through all of these hoops when all he had to do was not take that man's mama's money and do it right the first time. But he did. And he went to the University of Alabama. Anybody else?
One more question. Go ahead. Who said that?
She got a hand on right here against the wall.
Oh, okay.
You got two, Bill. You
Oh,
got
two questions.
Okay. Please.
You ain't got nobody on this side.
All right.
Please.
I tell you, we can talk.
Come on.
Anybody else? Yes.
This is from California. It's about racism. And I did a research project that had a theory I'd like you to comment on.
All right.
It's a moral theory,
Okay.
a moral theory about leadership.
Okay.
And this moral theory is that there's 3 parts.
Okay.
The first part is justice, which means that we follow rules, everybody kind of obeys by the same rules, is susceptible to the same rules, justice. The next is caring, that we all care for each other and that we have relationships with one another. And the last is critique, or being critical. Critical race theory is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And critical theory really asks questions about, like, who's really left out, who's really served, who's not involved or recognized.
Mm-hmm.
That's critical theory,
Mhm.
part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this research project had to do with disadvantaged children.
Mm-hmm.
And in this research project, what I found was that everybody,
Mm-hmm.
black, white, conservative,
Mhm.
liberal, they all really wanted to make sure that everybody followed the rules and that the rules were equally done.
Mm-hmm.
And this had to do with children who were adjudicated, who went to jail for different reasons. And everybody wanted those rules to be followed in a fair way, like you were talking about with your lawyer friend.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted to care for mothers and kids and so forth, make sure they had enough to eat and so forth. But when it came to talking about who was left out, the critical theory part, and this was person after person after person, I'm talking about, well, I'll say it here in the room, one of those people was Dianne Feinstein's daughter,
Mm-hmm.
who was the head of the Lawyers Association for the state of California. That was one of the people I interviewed.
Yeah, yeah. There's a book.
No, no, we don't talk about critical.
Yeah, there's a book by Hannah Arendt called The Death of the Republic. And it starts off talking about how the American Bar Association was so concerned of the lack of morality of lawyers. Now this was in the 70s. And what happens is that peer pressure gets worse as you get older. And I got a buddy of mine, he's getting out of federal pen in a couple of weeks for stealing. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take him to my youth group and try to have him to convince my youth that stealing don't work. Now, how can I ask a 12-year-old not to steal when you got people that spent their whole professional career stealing? They went to law school, they went to med school. Got another buddy of mine. I don't want you to misconstrue me now. I'm in the ministry now, so I minister to a whole bunch of people. I'm going to Kilby Correctional Facility tomorrow night to minister to some more of my friends. All right? So my friends are something else. But here's the thing. I got a friend, he's a medical doctor. You know how long he spent in medical school? You know how long he spent in medical school? You know what he went to jail for? Selling pills. A doggone dope dealer. He had $1 million practice, but he was selling oxycodone. See, in order for you to withstand temptation, it requires moral courage.
Right.
And your knowledge of self, education, paideia, is supposed to teach you how to stand when all the room is sitting. And it teaches you to sit when all the room is standing. See, if you can't stand as an individual, don't expect nobody to stand with you. But you got to stand on what the young people call right. You see? Courage teaches you to stand up for what's right, not what's popular.
Right. There you go.
Right? And what we need is statesmen and stateswomen who are not beholden to their party, not beholden to their donors and their contributors, but beholden to what is right.
All right, let's give Dr. White another hand. This, come on.
That's one question. Dr. White, what we gonna do about this current administration?
What are we going to do about the current administration? Okay, this is what we need to do about the current administration. The only thing you can do is vote those folks out.
That's it.
Now,
Go to the polls.
what is the basis for that? Okay, there's a book that was written, it's old, called The Federalist Papers. You ever heard that before?
Yeah.
And they asked Alexander Hamilton that question, right? And the problem was that people in individual states were usurping their governments. They were taking them over, right? And they were doing it the same way they're trying to do it now. And Alexander Hamilton said this. He said, unfortunately, the only remedy that we have for sedition and usurpation is a change of men, which means that you, not you personally, but people have to step outside of their comfort zones.
There you go.
They got to stop being so cushy. Got to stop being so bougie. Got to stop being so sophisticated. Got to stop being so comfortable. I'm serious. You got people retired talking about they ain't gonna do nothing else. They done. When you just getting started. You retired now, so you got time, right? You have got to politically organize, right? And you have got to replace the goons that are in office, the Nazis that are in office, the stormtroopers that are in office, with people, you see what I'm saying, who have a heart. That is the only thing. But if you don't do it, right, and you can start locally. I always like to find somebody locally and make them the center of everything that's wrong. I do. I like to pick on mayors. I do. And when I get finished with a mayor, everything that is wrong with the world is because of that mayor. Now, I'm the lawyer of the father of the mayor of Montgomery, so it ain't gonna work with Steve, right? Because I'm his dad's lawyer, okay? But it works with others. Try it, right? Try it. Try it. Whenever you see your mayor of Tuscaloosa, which I know personally, or whatever, just say, they say, hey, how you doing? It'll be a whole lot better once you out of office. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Yeah, man, you the problem, man. You the head of the snake, man. We had a conversation about you, and you need to get ready because you're gonna be working down at the plant when we get finished. Well, what am I doing? I said, well, I mean, it's just a lot of stuff, man. I mean, did you see what's going on here? Yeah. What? Man, all of this stuff is going on, and it's your fault. You sit up in there in that cushy office. You haven't done anything for the people. We gave you all of that money. You ain't gave them nothing. We gave you all of that money, and this, that, and the other. And for you to do this, well, what do I have to do? You need to show up at this meeting we got. And maybe we can save you, but I don't know. And that chief of staff you got, we better not catch him in the parking lot. And oh my God, what am I doing wrong? And see what happens, but see, because people got to be responsive to you.
Yes.
And you don't mean nothing, you're just saying it. Right? But you do have to be able to back it up. And nothing cuts better than somebody losing their job because they messed up. Nothing works better. The best example you can get is get somebody kicked out of office because they were not responsive to what it is that you want. That will resonate throughout. What if Governor Ivey loses because she wasn't responsive to Tuscaloosa? See what I'm saying? Or who runs Tuberville or whoever.
Can I just say, the day after Mayor Maddox announced that he was running for the last time in his last election, I ran into him. He said, can I count on you for my vote? I said, well, I got to see who's running against you.
Yeah, there you go.
I have seen the look on his face.
Absolutely, because they'll take you for granted. Just because Curtis Travis supports him, that don't mean you got to. We go back a long way with Maddox. That's why we see that's our old AEA thing.
Well, Dr. White, thank you very much.
Man, I enjoyed it. Thank you. It was worth the grind.
I tell you, we have this on video, and you know, we let you see it first.
Okay.
And we want to put it on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so other people will see this is a special moment, like every day that God has blessed us with. It's special. And this was a special time. We thank you for making it 2 hours. 2 hour drive, and then a 2 hour drive back.
Look, I'm gonna call my wife and let you say that to
But we also have a little love gift for you.
Thank you.
And don't leave without it.
Oh, I'm on.
And just like to thank everybody who came out tonight. And remember, we have Brother, did Curtis leave yet?
No, he's right there.
Brother Travis, you know, and we have people who are doing the work every day, and Miss Taylor, she's running for office. So, you know, when we talk about what we can do, we can vote. But we do this beloved community as an education ministry And we have several organizations involved, SCLC, and we have AFRAM South, our nonprofit organization, and there are a few other churches that's coming on board, Plum Grove Baptist Church. And we do this as an education ministry. And we also have an African American study group, history study group. And we know about the black Native Americans. Tuscaloosa,
That's right.
7-footer.
King Tuscaloosa, that's right. Giant.
Hey, you know, so it is so much to learn, but we just thank God for a church that opens its doors to explore and to learn as much as we can, especially the Word of God.
Amen.
So, without further ado, I'd just like to say thank you.